Even veteran FBI agents were shocked by Whoopi Goldberg's mansion's secret. Why invade the famed actress's property? Behind those locked doors, what is hidden? In particular, why has the public never learned the truth? The new evidence has transformed all we know about Goldberg, and the narrative is just beginning. Whoopi Goldberg's mansion's neighborhood is so quiet at the morning that you can hear leaves rustling. This morning, roaring engines rushed footfall, and a knife-cutting tension disrupted that peacefulness. It was around 5 a.m., the sun was still down. Except for a few old people who woke up early to walk, the neighbors were asleep. However, they soon noticed something odd. After appearing, a caravan of black, license plateless SUVs moved slowly but powerfully. Men in dark suits, Kevlar vests, and sunglasses exited the cars expressionless. They soon surrounded Whoopi Goldberg's residence, blocking all entries and exits. Then, boom, bang, bang, the door knock rang like thunder in the morning, neither tenderness nor hesitation. This was an unusual visit, a raid. Someone moved in the mansion. The upstairs window lit up, marking the owner's awakening. The enormous wooden door slowly opened, and there stood Whoopi Goldberg, the woman the entire nation knows, who has seen Hollywood's ups and downs but never faced this circumstance. Whoopi remained calm despite being awakened. Her hair fell naturally in a light gray robe. She examined the door-bound agents. Instead of dread, there was astonishment and perplexity. What's happening? She spoke calmly yet sharply. One agent displayed an FBI badge and grabbed a file from a black bag. Search warrant, federal probe. That statement exploded like a morning mist bomb. After the door opened, the agents rapidly occupied the mansion. Curious neighbors gathered in groups to gossip. Who knew? "Hi, Whoopi!" A middle-aged woman shook her head in bewilderment. "Her fame is huge. How could she be FBI involved?" Another murmured. However, gossip increased tension. Some reporters heard about the event and swiftly arrived, raising their cameras to catch every detail. Crowd control was also provided by local police. They blocked access to the mansion with barricades. Camera flashes reflected on FBI car windows, producing a chaotic and dramatic sight. A thorough search was underway inside the magnificent property. Agents formed task-specific groups. They investigated every room, cabinet, and book on the shelf, paying attention to every detail. Whoopi stood with her arms crossed in the main room, silent. Her eyes never left the house robbers. She knew one thing. She wondered why the FBI knocked on her door. Why would they suspect her? An agent stared her in the eye and demanded, "Want us to call your lawyer?" Whoopi breathed deeply and nodded. Doing it seems right. The FBI's goal was unknown, but one thing was definite. A major reason prompted this raid. White-gloved agents opened Whoopi's library drawer cautiously. She stored critical screenplays, contracts, and personal letters from decades ago here. One agent slowly turned through a stack of documents. On the other side of the home, another crew checked the rarely used basement. The contents of dusty crates were carefully scrutinized. An agent shouted, "I think we discovered something." All FBI agents in the residence assembled immediately. We removed a metal box from a hidden nook. The lock had not been opened in years. Whoopi, nearby, squinted. "I've never seen that package," she said slowly. Agents looked at each other and swiftly removed the box outside. They sealed and transferred it to a specialist vehicle before opening it. The FBI departed the residence after hours of searching. Nobody told the press. There were no formal statements. Only unsolved questions and a famous actress in her mansion full of doubt remained. Though the gathering outside dispersed, the rumors spread. Newspaper headlines appeared immediately. FBI breaks into Whoopi Goldberg's home. What's up? Whoopi's home secrets. What did FBI find? Everyone in America wanted answers, but only those investigating knew the truth. And that truth could change everything. Whoopi Goldberg has always been controversial. She's one of Hollywood's most renowned faces, and her career has seen everything from box office hits to fierce condemnation for her personal opinions. Everything is different this time. This goes beyond a TV discussion or magazine critique. FBI isn't interested due to questionable statements. They're genuinely investigating her. The Whoopi Goldberg mansion raid was planned. Law enforcement knows the FBI never searches without evidence. A significant question arises. How long have they watched Whoopi? Many inside sources say the FBI began monitoring the actress months ago. No one knows what they want, but one thing is certain. This is important. Federal agencies don't waste time on minor issues. If they issued a search warrant, they suspect something significant. But the largest question remains: what makes Whoopi Goldberg a target? Legal experts suspect a financial inquiry. Many celebrities have been charged with tax evasion or questionable business practices recently. Why is the FBI so tense if it's simply taxes? Why send an armed task group to an elderly actress's home? Is there another concern? Whoopi Goldberg has endured public scrutiny for decades. She speaks her thoughts, even if it gets her in trouble. She was chastised for her comments on The View, where she co-hosted for years. She was one of the most contentious people in entertainment due to her heated debates with guests and her political and social comments. Whoopi has faced several issues, but this was her biggest career danger. Once the raid was reported, social media exploded with hypotheses. People talked about Whoopi Goldberg on Reddit, Twitter, and TikTok. Some thought it was a misunderstanding. Several conspiracy theories arose around FBI investigations. Media seized this chance. Every newspaper ran sensational headlines. It startled Hollywood. FBI breaks into Whoopi Goldberg's home. What's happening? Great American actress under investigation. Would this end her career? Even late-night talk shows discussed the incident. Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert joked about the occurrence. The reality was behind those jokes. Whoopi Goldberg's reputation was on the line. No statements were made by the FBI after leaving Whoopi Goldberg's residence. Indictment, charges, and explanation of the mystery package they grabbed were absent, but their silence heightened the drama. Whoopi's followers feared the end of her famous career. If the probe continues, her advertising contracts, film invitations, and The View role all be compromised. Meanwhile, her opponents rejoiced. Haters posted disparaging articles, claiming it was payback for her outspoken views. Whoopi Goldberg isn't easily defeated. Whoopi eventually spoke out days after the raid. She appeared calm on a special episode of The View, but her eyes showed wrath. "I hear what you're saying, but I have nothing to conceal." She barely mentioned the investigation, but her message was plain. She would not let this ruin her career. Would her comments stop the rumors? The FBI has not published inquiry details, thus the mystery persists. Now, what's happening? More importantly, can Whoopi Goldberg weather this storm? FBI agents entered Whoopi Goldberg's residence to a hushed calm. Flashlights illuminated every corner, bookcase, and carefully mounted painting. But what they sought was hidden. It was deep in this house's secrets. As the search continued, an agent saw something peculiar on the rear office wall. A barely discernible groove went along the wall base. This decorative feature seemed natural at first. A click resonated throughout the calm area when an agent accidentally touched it. The whole task force stopped. They regarded the wall. An experienced agent bent down and ran his hand along the groove. This time, a click was followed by a strange change. A wall part moved, revealing a little door not on the mansion's designs. The agents glanced rapidly. No one knew what lay behind that door. In a stressful time, they grabbed their pistols, ready for anything. A tiny passage led to a dark basement from the entryway. The air inside was thick and musty, like it had not been handled in years. Then they entered. The secret room was unique in the mansion. The room had dusty wooden bookcases and an antique table in the middle with no natural light. The agents were most interested in the organized metal crates in a corner. All boxes were unopened, seemingly unused for years. Agents opened the first box. Many old confidential documents were within. Aged papers had yellowed, yet still contained information. Another spy read over these materials and recognized important entertainment and political people. This wasn't the most surprising document. It was a box bottom item, an antique handwritten letter on thick parchment paper sealed with red wax. This letter was decades old, possibly longer. The sender shocked the FBI. The seal featured a symbol from an FBI unsolved case. The main agent handled the letter carefully, inspecting each stroke. The sender did not sign their complete name, but the letter contained critical information. If this letter is uncovered, the truth was never meant to be known. The sentences seemed cryptic, like they were written for the future or to warn someone. How did this letter reach Whoopi Goldberg's house? The FBI believed the wax seal and letter's content were linked to a long-standing unsolved case. Internal sources showed that this case was linked to one of Hollywood's biggest scandals, an unsolved disappearance, and a secret the powerful kept. But, most importantly, did Whoopi Goldberg know about this room? Was she aware of these classified documents, or did she accidentally acquire them? FBI understood not to jump to conclusions. These documents could prove a long-forgotten case or reveal a secret many wished to keep. One thing was certain. The investigation continued. Leaks about the secret compartment began quickly. Media sources raced to report this discovery. Hidden vault found in Whoopi Goldberg's mansion by FBI. What was she hiding? Theories range from credible to implausible conspiracy. Some thought Whoopi Goldberg knew a Hollywood secret. Some even suspected a broader scheme. Anyway, Whoopi Goldberg was no longer only a famous actress. She sparked one of the FBI's biggest mysteries. Unanswered was the biggest question. That letter said what? Where would the FBI go? The FBI's Whoopi Goldberg mansion raid went viral. Sensational headlines inundated major newspapers, TV stations, and social media within hours. Netizens scrutinized every aspect. However, no one could have predicted that the FBI was beginning to piece together clues from the secret room records. Everything seemed to point to a crazy hypothesis. Whoopi Goldberg may be embroiled in a Hollywood scandal. The FBI discovered that the majority of the sealed documents in the secret area were not personal. Whoopi Goldberg wrote to directors, producers, and Hollywood powerhouses in some documents. A name-related letter exchange drew the agent's notice: Emerson Howard L. This name may be unfamiliar, but investigators called it a vital clue. Emerson was a major film producer in the 1970s and 1990s before disappearing from Hollywood. He last appeared publicly in 1994, soon before a major studio's financial scandal. He was supposed to have departed the U.S. and stopped contacting Hollywood. For what reason did Whoopi Goldberg write to this person? The FBI was intrigued by Whoopi Goldberg's 1993 handwritten letter. The letter said, "I know what happened that night. That night, the truth would put us in peril." What made Whoopi worry enough to write these words? A few months later, another letter appeared to reassure someone. Nothing will be found. Be quiet. The FBI had not yet assessed the context of these letters, which could indicate a conspiracy. As they searched other documents, one piece of evidence clarified everything: an old VHS tape labeled "Do Not Watch Private." Right away, agents transported the tape to the lab to extract its contents, but its weathered surface told me that if it contained anything essential, it may have been hidden for decades. As the FBI investigated, they discovered that Whoopi Goldberg had deep ties to a small number of powerful film business figures in the late 80s and early 90s. Among them were names linked to a significant scandal that the media had ignored. A young actor disappeared from Hollywood in 1991 after accusing a powerful person of misbehavior. The case was immediately dropped, and the accuser's identity was never revealed. The FBI asked Whoopi Goldberg about this incident. Was she involved, knowingly or unknowingly? Most importantly, were her house records the key to reviving this case? Public hysteria ensued as mansion documents emerged. The fresh hypotheses confused Whoopi Goldberg's decades-long supporters. Some speculated that she was unwittingly implicated in an earlier incident. Others thought she was hiding a big secret and the FBI search was just the beginning. The FBI faced a mound of documents that may impact public perception of Whoopi Goldberg. There may be more to uncover below than what they found in the secret room. That VHS tape contained what? Have the letters been linked to a massive scandal? How would Whoopi Goldberg's career and image suffer if the truth was revealed? The FBI investigation was ongoing, and what they found may change everything. The FBI's raid on Whoopi Goldberg's residence stunned Hollywood and unleashed media conjecture. Several hypotheses were proposed. What was she hiding? Are the confiscated documents related to a horrific secret? Why did the FBI move decisively? The world speculated for days until Whoopi Goldberg broke her silence during the storm and shocked everyone. In an exclusive interview on one of America's largest TV shows, Whoopi Goldberg appeared calm but resolute. Her presenter asked about the raid, and she took a big breath, looked right into the camera, and said, "Listen, the FBI was in my living room one morning." That's not a fun way to start the day. Whoopi made it clear from the start that she would address the matter. In response to the FBI's unexplained document seizure, she chuckled and stated, "They recovered old letters, movie scripts, and history books. I should have told them I collect." She maintained that the secret room documents were harmless. They were her own collection from her decades-long profession. The people was most surprised by a new revelation. The secret room did not conceal alarming information. It was personal museum. I've always loved Hollywood history, especially the forgotten aspects. That room included my collection of interesting items over time. She said her FBI investigated letters to Howard L. Emerson were about unmade films. We discussed unmade films and challenging stories. End of story. No conspiracy, no crime. Just two movie fans. The interview went beyond describing the seized documents. When questioned if the raid was a plot to bring her down, Whoopi hesitated and smiled cryptically. Hollywood is unpredictable. Too many questions bother some people. This statement sparked many new theories. Who initiated this investigation? Did someone target Whoopi Goldberg to undermine her? Industry insiders revealed that the FBI raided Whoopi's property after receiving an anonymous tip. Who released this information, and why did they wish to involve Whoopi Goldberg? Public opinion split immediately after the interview. Some thought Whoopi was innocent and a victim of a misunderstanding or political scheme. Many remained suspicious. If everything was straightforward, why did the FBI raid her mansion? Above all, has Whoopi Goldberg revealed anything new? No matter how compelling her story, too many questions remained. The FBI found a VHS tape in the secret chamber that was not published. Did it contain anything that may change everything, or just an old movie? The answer lay ahead, and this may be only the start of a bigger puzzle. Strong reactions from studios, co-workers, and fans changed the entertainment industry in the days after the occurrence. Hollywood icon Whoopi Goldberg was in the midst of a historic storm. Could she survive, or would this ruin her career? After the attack, major studios took action within a week. An upcoming Whoopi Goldberg film was halted indefinitely. Hollywood sources say studios are cautious. No one wants controversy right now. Her Hollywood history documentary lost financing due to reassessment. As advertisers left The View, which Whoopi Goldberg co-hosted, tensions rose. Hollywood is practical. When you shine, people follow. However, they rapidly abandon you after a scandal. Whoopi Goldberg's issue dominated the media, and the arts community couldn't ignore it. Some defended her, saying the FBI raid was unjustified. Not everyone agreed. Some industry leaders avoided discussing Whoopi Goldberg in interviews. Even her former co-workers quietly deleted her social media posts. Not everyone was willing to risk their reputation for her. Hollywood was divided, and so was the people. Some fans claimed Whoopi Goldberg was the victim of a great plot that the FBI overstepped and lacked evidence. But some were uneasy. Unanswered questions, riddles surrounding the confiscated documents, and the FBI's failure to produce an official inquiry conclusion prevented them from supporting Whoopi Goldberg. Public opinion was divided, making Whoopi Goldberg's situation worse. While Hollywood buzzed, the FBI remained silent. Official announcements, new information, and investigative updates were absent. This stillness deepened the mystery. Did the FBI prepare a large announcement or recognize they were in the wrong route and wanted to discreetly withdraw? A media analyst said silence might be more deadly than words. The FBI must clarify soon, or individuals will fill in the gaps. Indeed, when there were no answers, the wildest hypotheses emerged. Some newspapers even claimed a mysterious entertainment business force was seeking to bring down Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg's reputation was in danger, regardless of the story's veracity. The biggest concern was, could Whoopi Goldberg recover from this shock? After scandals, many Hollywood stars have fallen, but some have overcome everything to shine again. Strong, skilled actress Whoopi Goldberg is one of the most important persons in entertainment. Would that help her weather this storm? Time would tell. But one thing was certain. The story continued. The FBI found something surprising. Yet, the largest question remained. What affected Whoopi Goldberg? The public has only seen the opening page of a new chapter. The following revelations could be much more stunning.